Redditors are cowards. They inhabit some of the largest echo chambers I have ever bore witness to, but that's besides the point right now. Reddit has been annoying me to no end recently. My eyes are clouded in hatred, and as an inactive lurker of Reddit, I just wanted to rant about everything I don't like about Reddit as it is now. And one of my points I have never heard anyone talk about ever, and it drives me up a wall, so please just let me have this. Please let me have this. When you use Reddit as a social media app, you should just zap yourself with a stupid gun. Everyone is dashing to the comments of every post to correct the poster about any insignificant thing they can find. Well, actually, standing in the snapback zone of a ship tie is very dangerous. Shut up! God. Or just not even focus on the post entirely and complain about how dumb the poster is. Look at this post about this horse girl who braided her hair into the tail of her horse, like she's imprinting on a banshee or something from the Blue People Avatar movie. Completely brain dead, I know. It was posted on some facepalm, some like sweaty palm subreddit, and everyone in the comments is like, oh my god, I wasn't even thinking about the braid, I was just thinking about how she was gonna get a hole in the chest from standing behind a horse. Like, yeah, I get it, it's dangerous, but the way you're acting is making me want to be a contrarian. Or this post on clever comebacks, that's just a repost of a post from a Facebook group debunking Flat Earth that itself is a post from Twitter, which is another sign that Reddit is cooked and broiled, dude. But the post was about how the sun and the moon appear the same size to us, but the sun is actually way larger than the moon, just farther away. People in the comments were bringing up how crazy a coincidence it is that the sun is both 300 times larger and 300 times further away than the moon is from Earth, making them appear the same size. And every comment has got replies saying,
but actually the sun and moon don't appear exactly the same size, just almost the same size, and it fluctuates.
I wish I could throw you out of a window.
Actually, there's a word for that called defenestration.
I could go on forever with examples. And people say don't use the popular tab, but I think Reddit knows that people can't curate their own feeds well enough to keep them addicted to the site. So in an attempt to keep users for as long as possible to feed them as much ads as possible, they are pumping in the post that they are pumping in posts from there onto my homepage. There is no escape. Karma farming has gotten so bad, I swear subreddits like r/wholesome memes. God. And r/facepalm just live on the popular tab like an emaciated corpse from the same 5 posts that everyone seems to forget about every 2 weeks. Reddit has no culture. Culture isn't being created on Reddit. It is only a reaction to culture now. Memes are either wholesome Keanu dank chungus or just racist, and I actively despise both of them. Correction. The only thing I can remember Reddit doing in recent memory is turning Batman Arkham into an asylum. That is all. But here is what only annoys me individually, it seems. Because I have heard no one else complaining about this. Those posts that are Twitter replies or quote tweets to some Republican talking piece, expertly shutting them down and dunking on them in a reply that has 50 views and no likes. It begs the question, if a conservative is dunked on in the forest and only Reddit is around to witness it, does it make a difference? No. I don't know why it irks me so bad. 99% of the time I completely agree. I just know that not a single person who read this epic rebuttal has changed their minds on anything, and it's all one big jerk-off sesh, which is one of the few saving graces of this website, but I'm beyond that degenerate stage of my life. No attempts to help your community or spread awareness, just an attempt to signal the superiority of your opinions. There is one consistent theme when you read any post on Reddit, and that is that everyone else is stupid except for me. Who cares this much? Why do I care this much? Why do I care so much? Why do I care so much? Let's go to our serious. This doesn't even matter. Why do I care so much? Why do I care so much? You thought you could get me to calm down by touching grass? No, I'm still mad. Going back to the wholesome Keanu, I love you 9000, thanks for the gold, kind stranger. At least when all that stuff was still around, Reddit felt like it had a little bit of soul in it. Admittedly a cringy soul, but cringe is the realest thing we got today. And now I don't even remember the last time I saw someone give out a happy cake day under a 9/11 memorial post. Now every thread is just nihilism. There is no sunshine in this dark forest. The most infamous point of all, what we've all heard the most about, The Reddit mods. Reddit mods harbor a greater feeling of supremacy than even the Reddit plebeians.
Little guys like you and me were called peons in this world.
And are so power hungry for what amounts to nothing that they will not stand for any threat to their position. Remember the Reddit riot shutdown and how awful leadership at Reddit decided that third-party apps would now no longer be allowed? Well, basically, they'd become unprofitable. So all the subreddits decided to go into lockdown to protest. You know what near instantaneously stopped the shutdown? The CEO saying he would just hire new mods in place of the ones that were there already. Instantly, oh, we're back in business, boys. Everyone bend over and take it, which they did. The advice side of Reddit is the only saving grace of the website. Reddit is the last bastion of finding real answers to your questions. Now that Google sucks balls, it's been a meme for a while now that you have to add Reddit to the end of any question you ask Google to get real human answers, but you could always go to Quora. Curse that rotten place. There's that, and I love looking at people lose hundreds of thousands of dollars on Wall Street bets. That is so funny. And Reddit has helped me pick a vacuum before, so it gets some points for that. Here you go, little buddy. There is some news that Reddit is thinking about delisting their platform from search engines, and that's just terrible as well. Reddit is the last bastion of forums, for better or for worse. And there is so much useful information on there if you ignore the social media aspect of Reddit. I would say that Reddit is in the stage Facebook is in right before it went full old person place, full of AI Jesus and Scarlett Johansson images that get 50,000 likes a piece, and delusional people heart react every time they see them. Is Google Gemini going to remove the need for Reddit? Hopefully it inspires some of you to make a positive change in your life. Who am I kidding? We're doomed. We're doomed. Maybe I should be on LinkedIn instead of wasting my life complaining about an app. Anyway, thank you for letting me have a meltdown on camera about my fourth favorite social media site. Good night to my real nutters, my subscribers. They get a kiss before they go. You should really think about joining them. Subscribe.